OHL hockey.
This is the Brampton Center for Sports and Entertainment, and it is the site of Game 2, CHL playoffs. Brian Finley led his team to the Memorial Cup last year with Barrie. He'll try and do it again with the Brampton Battalion. Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinal, the Otters in town to take on the Battalion. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Kevin Quinn. Well, game 1 of this series is any indication that we are in for one heck of a series between these two teams. Last night, they hooked up in Erie, and it was a barn burner. The Otters got off to a quick start. Corey Pecker, just 1 minute and 52 seconds in, makes it 1-0. They made it 2-0 here on the goal by Yo. But the Brampton Battalion refused to quit. Corey Leclerc, his first goal in the Ontario Hockey League, ties the game at 2. Then after that, first-round draft pick of the New York Islanders, Raffi Torres, took over. He tied the game at 3, and then this goal turned out to be the game winner, but he would not end his night there. Late in the game, the Erie net is empty. He takes out Carlo Colaiacovo, and as a result, he was given a suspension, suspended indefinitely, pending a hearing tomorrow. So Raffi Torres is not in the lineup tonight. Final score 4-3. Brampton wins it on the road, the first time that they have beaten the Erie Otters this year. Well, the Brampton Battalion won't have Raffi Torres, but they do have Brian Finley, and he is a key to this team as well.
They sure do. You know, you and I both know that goaltending wins playoff series, and that's why they brought Brian in. MVP of last year's Ontario Hockey League playoffs. This is one character that comes in here with the confidence. He knows that he can win the series. He's done it before. He has the national experience, so they're looking for him to lead this team tonight.
And you take a look at the numbers that Finley has put up in the playoffs so far. He is undefeated, and look at that goals against average of just 1.60. We'll see how he does tonight against the Erie Otters. And the Erie Otters, here's a team that won 45 games during the regular season. That is the best in the OHL, and they did it by spreading the scoring around.
And they sure did. Stan Butler has to be concerned. They have a lot of depth on this team. They have 5 players with over 30 goals, 8 players with over 20, and 7 with 60 points. So Stan Butler's team cannot focus on one player or one line. They have to concentrate on all their forwards.
And, well, one of the guys that has been a big part of the scoring is the Leaf draft pick, Brad Boyes.
Brad Boyes is the leader of his team. He's the captain. Dave McQueen said that he elevates his game when the pressure's on. So we'll look for him to do that tonight, them being down 1 game.
Erie Otters and Brampton Battalion, just one of the playoff series going around in the Ontario Hockey League. More games from this afternoon and some interesting scores to tell you about. The Ottawa 67s have now scored 14 goals, and they lead the series against Belleville 2-0. Interesting, Toronto Sudbury, this game was postponed after 2 periods. They had some power failure, so they'll pick it up in the 3rd period at 7 o'clock. Plymouth and Windsor, 2-0 for Windsor. A bit of a surprise. The Whalers lead that series 1-0. Plymouth, the 4th-ranked team in the country. Our game tonight, the Brampton Battalion. Adam Monroe in goal. Brian Finley in the nets for the Battalion. They'll take on the Otters, and the game is coming up next here on the net. Here at the Brampton Center for Sports and Entertainment, we're moments away of Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinal. Starting goalies in the nets, brought to you by Bauer. Bauer, leave an impression. Adam Monroe did not start the game last night. He is in the nets. He won 26 games for his team. And at the other end, it's Brian Finley. Finley, outstanding, unbeaten in the playoffs so far, and a 1.60 goals against average. And they are going to ride Brian Finley as far as this team can go. Referee for tonight, Craig Spada. The linesmen are Ken Cox and Mark Schuchuk. Spirited effort last night in Erie, and we expect the same here tonight. Brampton winning on the road 4-3 in Erie. But they do not have Raffi Torres. If you missed it off the top, late in the game last night, given a game misconduct, he has been suspended, pending a hearing which will go tomorrow. Last night, and especially tough for McQueen, the fact they had a 2-0 lead in this game. The game 1 is Corey Pecker got them started just $1.52 in. O'Rourke again had a little trouble with the lumber. He broke his stick the first time. That time he couldn't get the shot away. Here's Colaiacovo. Shoots, scores! Colaiacovo was thrown on the ice last night at the end of game 1. He comes back here and opens the scoring. It's 1-0 for the Erie Otters.
Well, we just highlighted him on the opening in the lineups. Kolovakio jumps up into the play as Brad Boyes is breaking down the ice. The Brampton team got caught pinching in, and Koliakovo throws it upstairs on Finley. They're taking it to him quick early in the game.
Less than a minute into this game, Carlo Koliakovo gets his 4th point of the playoffs, first of this series, just 41 seconds in. Getting the assist at 41 seconds. Monroe handles the puck, sends it off the glass. Flash at the point, lets the shot go. That hit Pecker, another chance. Out in front, Rowan with a blast. They bang away at it. And Monroe flattened, but he keeps the puck out. As we take a look, Buckland gave him a rough ride. Back the other way, here comes Brad Boyes. Boyes hang on to it, wrist shot, Finley to save, and he'll hang on to it. And then he gets run into, the net comes off the moorings, and everybody's involved. Oh, we wondered how long it would take, John.
Well, McQueen said that they have to get to Finley. Finley is the one person that they have to get in front of him, put traffic, because Finley's the guy that can put the Brampton team over the edge and take them that much further in the playoffs.
Well, they ran right into him and took the net off the moorings, and we'll try and clear it out. Maliko, though, had it temporarily, and now breaking away is Corey Pecker. Pecker winds, fires a long shot, scores! Corey Pecker with his 3rd goal of this series. An innocent-looking shot that eluded Brian Finley. A short-handed goal makes it 2-0.
The Brampton team looked shaky on their power play. They had a hard time getting the puck out of their own zone, and when they did finally get it into the offensive zone, they just turned the puck over. The other team gets it, tries to clear it, and a lucky bounce at the blue line, and Pecker just jumps on that loose puck and just puts the puck on net. When you're killing penalties, that's what you want to do. You don't want to take too many chances, but he's no stranger to scoring shorthanded goals. He had 5 shorthanded goals in the regular season. So the Brampton team has to be aware that they have players that are going to take chances shorthanded.
Change the zone, Klesla heading towards the net, knocked down, centers it out in front, puck is loose, and now it's covered up by Monroe, and Klesla's right in the middle of that, and again more pushing and shoving. There's Van Loosen getting involved. Now Rowan starts to push and shove with Dixon, or the linesman in there to separate them. Sit back to him. Side of the net. Maliko down low. Out in front. Centered out in front by McSwain, but back comes the Otters again, shorthanded to the chance for Boyes, and nicely cut off there by Rastislav Klesla. McLennan back the other way. Drop pass for Havel. Centering pass for Maliko, and a quick save by Adam Monroe. Oh, the captain. Jason Maliko pounding his stick. He almost got his team on the board. He's standing up and ready to go. Van Loosen with a nice move. Working his way in. Here's a chance in front. Oh! And Thompson thought he had a goal. Hit the side of the net. Penalty is over. Teams at even strength. A total of 2 shots. Alexiev out there with Boyes and Pecker. Maliko fires it around the boards. Cleared but not out. Right out in front. Alexiev scores. Power play goal for the Erie Otters. Just like that. Brad Boyes in front. Nikita Alexiev finishes it off. They've got 1 of each.
Well, the Otters they're not trying to do anything fancy. They get the puck in deep, moving it around, and sure enough, it's turnover, and there's a goal scored. They're just trying to keep things simple. Nikita gets it, Alexiev gets it, throws it around the boards. Brad Boyes reads it, Corey Pecker reads it, the defenseman's jumping down on the puck. And a very simple, basic play. Gets it to the front of the net, and a goal is scored off. It's a nice tip by Alexiev, the man who started it all off, to play from the one side and just throwing it deep. They're not doing anything fancy. They're just getting the puck to the net.
Corvo gets it back to Klesla. They'll get it back again. And Koliakovo does a good job. And Pecker trying to finish it off, can't do it, kept in. McLennan gets his stick back. Klesla lets it go. Low shot. Rebound. Maliko. Kind of side of the post. Maliko with a couple of great opportunities as he centers it out in front for McLennan. Out in front, McLennan. Centers it. Right back. Maliko with a shot. Oh, and a save by Adam Monroe. Work is Havel with some speed on the near side. Moving in with Klesla. Takes a shot from a tough angle. Hit the side of the net. Bounce free. Maliko with a shot, and that one was blocked before it could get to the target. Here's a chance now for Alexiev. In and by himself. Alexiev with a shot. Finley the save. Puck is loose, and everybody crashes in. Brad Boyes was there. He got knocked down. And Brian Finley on the bottom of the pile. What a great chance for Alexiev to get his 2nd goal of the game.
And did you see the speed on Alexiev? He had that puck, he was down, got up, and he just took off. He's got the speed. He goes down, gets in front of the shot. There's Alexiev going down the ice and just breaking away, but Finley stood up. Finley is very square to the shooter. He really doesn't give you very much. Alexiev's speed, nobody even close to him pulls away. But Finley's very confident. I've seen him on a few opportunities earlier in the season where he didn't give up any room on the breakaway.
It was 9:30 to go here in the second period. Gets it up to Havel on the far side. Veliko cutting for the net. McClement has that go off his stick, being watched by Boyce. Bateman out in front, scores! Jeff Bateman grabbed the loose puck and fired it by Adam Monroe. And the lead for the Erie Otters is down to 2.
Well, that's exactly what the battalion needed to do. They put pressure on. They had 4 guys down and deep, and you saw Maleko was even down deep again. So this team has bounced back. A huge save by Brian Finley on a breakaway by Alexiev. With Clement, Bateman, forechecking down there. Bateman wastes no time spinning around and puts it on the net. The play is made here by Alexiev being beat to the puck by McClement and just getting it out to Bateman. Monroe didn't know what to do. Bateman spun around so quick and put it low to the far side.
Alex McDonnell doesn't get a lot of ice time in this game, and then he does get some, and he takes a penalty.
Oh, that's the last thing Stan Butler needed. His first shift to the game. He grabs Mike Nelson as he's coming back checking, and he's in the box.
4th power play opportunity for the Erie Otters. Quick shot, scores. Didn't take them long, and it's the captain, Brad Boyce, who pulls the trigger. The second power play goal for the Erie Otters, and they restore that 3-goal lead.
Well, let's see, that's the last thing he needed to get. His first shift of the game, he takes a dump penalty, a penalty that Stan Butler is going to definitely not be happy with. I'll be surprised if McDonnell sees the ice again tonight. You just can't be taking those. Off the draw, they win it. McMillan slides to the right and finds Boyes back in the slot. He wastes no time getting it to the net, nice and low. Doesn't give the Brampton team time to set up, shorthanded. McMillan's got it, throws it back to the slot. The Brampton players are just running around. They don't have a tight box, and there's an opening out front in the high slot.
Brad Boyes led his team in scoring this year with 45 goals. That was good for 5th in the OHL scoring race. Penalty is over. Dobbins back on the ice. Teams at even strength. Here's a great chance for Mike Nelson. 2-on-1. He's got Dobbin with him. Nelson moving in, and a good defensive play there by the assistant captain, Jay Harrison, to break it up. But here comes Boyes. Wines fakes the shot, fires a shot, top corner, scores. What a shot by the Maple Leaf draft pick, Brad Boyes, as he gets his 2nd goal of the game. And the Erie Otters have a 5-1 lead.
It's the last thing this Brampton team needed. Brad Boyes has stepped up and scored a couple goals to take his team to that next level, and he has elevated his game like Dave McQueen said that he would. And there's going to be a goaltending change here. Brad Topping is going to be coming to the net.
Great job by Boyes to fake the shot and then go upstairs. Got Finley moving just enough, and you're right. We're going to see Brad Topping coming in this game, and another psychological blow for the Brampton Battalion. Not only they not have Raffi Torres, now the #1 goalie who has been outstanding, hadn't been beaten in the playoffs, is suddenly on the bench. Although he's there, and he does a good job of killing penalties. And here he gets a chance. Corey Pecker in by himself. Pecker all alone, shoots, scores. It's exactly how he opened the scoring last night on a breakaway. And Corey Pecker picks up his 4th goal of this series and 2nd of the night.
His 2nd shorthanded goal of the game. The Erie Otters have done a fantastic job killing penalties. They're not giving them time to set up, the Brampton team's time to set up, and Corey Pecker gets a puck that's turned over the blue line. And Topping's first challenge goes between his legs. Pecker just didn't waste any time getting that wrist shot away. And the one thing about Corey Pecker, he has a great release, and he sure showed it right there.
2 shorthanded goals for number 11. His 4th goal of this series. Flash up the middle. Here's Havel with a chance. Trying to split the defense. He'll stop, staring on his Bateman with a shot. Hit the post. Jeff Bateman looking for his second goal of the game, hit the post. 45 seconds to go here in the first period. Wouldn't that have been a boost for the Brampton Battalion if they could have got one there. Bateman has the puck again. Cross ice pass looking for Havel. He catches up to it. Rowan's in front. Sent it under. Scores! Lucas Havel just threw it on net. And he lights the lamp to make it 6-2.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. Lucas Havel has the ability to turn things around. He's got skating ability. Teams have to key on him because he can make things happen. In this shift, there was 3 opportunities. He had 2 shots on net. Bateman had an opportunity. And the Erie Otters, they don't make many turnovers, but they do right here. Bateman carries the puck, gets it up to Havel, and Havel, being the smart player that he is, just gets it to the net, and Monroe overplays it, didn't expect the puck to come there. Dixon played it nicely, trying to play good position on him, but it slides through his legs. And unfortunately, Monroe didn't see it coming. At the last second, it sneaks through Monroe's legs.
Lucas Havel gets his first goal of the postseason. Back to the point, with a shot that's blocked, and here's a chance for Lucas Havel. Havel in by himself. Havel. Oh! Just missed, as Adam Monroe may have got a piece of that. Here's Havel circling. His pass is picked off, and here he comes. Corey Pecker, short-handed, looking for the hat trick. Scores! Corey Pecker, 3 short-handed goals.
Well, if there's been any bright spot in this game for the Erie, it's been Corey Pecker. He had two goals yesterday and 3 short-handed goals today. I don't think I've ever seen anybody score 3 short-handed goals in one game. And you got to give this all-star credit. He has come out, played hard, and taken every advantage that he can on the short-handed situations. He gets that loose puck, and again goes through the 5-hole on Topping, the same as the first goal that was scored against Topping earlier in the second period. Corey Pecker shows a lot of patience, looks behind him, takes his time, and just trickles through and goes off the post and sneaks into the net.
Celebration, just mild reaction.
Ho-hum.
Third short-handed goal for number 11 from Erie, and a 7-2 lead. Erie goal is 7-2. Team in the CHL. Time winding down as the Brampton Battalion and the Erie Otters are now tied at 1. The Ontario Hockey League Western Conference semifinal, a huge 7-2 win for the guys from Erie.
Well, this Brampton team came out with the intention of having a tight game and a well-played, disciplined game, but it just didn't happen. Erie played that well-oiled machine, simple, tough hockey, and they came out on top, 7-2.
Brampton outshoots Erie 28-22, but Adam Monroe, in his first start in this series, gets the victory. So now this series is tied at 1 apiece. These 2 teams will hook up again. They'll go down to Erie, Pennsylvania on April 11th for Game 3. I want to remind you that the early edition of Sports Central comes your way. Lance Brown is on the desk. Complete story in the NHL, the NBA, and of course, the Masters. The final score here, Erie 7 and the Brampton Battalion 2. The primetime edition, the early edition of Sports Central comes next.